close till I get up. Time is barely on our side.
I've trimmed her eyebrows. Now they're looking amazing. So we want to start with eyebrows. So I want to show her how to do really nice eyebrows. So the first thing, you need to start with a very sharp pencil. Like it's the pencil should not be blunt. You understand?
Okay.
It should be sharp. Even though the one you had was a bit different, I like that it has a sharp pointed tip. So then the first step, your eyebrows normally start, you see where you'd normally pierce your nose here. So you mark out that part like that, and this other side as well, where you'd pierce your nose, going straight. So you need to give the brows enough space between them, because sometimes you see someone, the brows are too close together. Okay. And then for the arc, the arc is the most raised part of the brow. You come here as well, and then you tilt it like this to the point where your brow is at the highest point. You get?
Okay.
And even for the other side, you tilt it part where the hair is at the highest point. You get?
So that's like making the boundaries.
Yes, we are mapping it out to know where the eyebrow should begin, where it should arc, and where it's supposed to end.
Okay.
So where it's supposed to end, it's now this point. You tilt your pencil like this. Okay. Though for this part, you normally see penye, the place where your eyebrows are naturally ending. Yeah. You don't want your brow to be too long, extended. Yeah. So also here, there. So it should not pass there, those 2 points. You understand?
Yeah.
So that's
sense.
That's the first point. For the brush that you need for eyebrows, it's this brush. It's called a spoolie brush. So it's good for brushing the eyebrow hairs. Okay. So because you want to see you want the hairs to go to in an upward direction, like this. So first you brush the hairs upward like that, and then you take your pencil and you start now outlining. And then when you're outlining, I'm holding my pencil from the top part like this, because I don't want, when you hold it upper chini, you will apply a lot of pressure, and then it will draw very black thick lines, and you want your brow to still look natural. So you're holding it from here, and you're not using a lot of pressure, because you just want a smooth line.
Yes.
So you see this part where we have this point, the arc, this arc, you have to raise the brow at that point, because that will be our most raised part. So you notice how it's like I am starting to curve in at that point, flow a little bit, then go down, just like that.
So you start, once you reach this point where you had marked, then you go
up a little bit. It's like you're forming a bit of an arc. Yes, you get that. And then for the upper part as well, you also want to follow the shape of your eyebrows. So my eyebrow hairs ziko hapa, si ndio? So I can't come huku, it will be too thick. So you also start outlining. The line should not be thick. And then this is where most people go wrong. So at this point, you see at the bottom part we went up at the arc. So even for the upper part, you still want to go up. You get? So it's like you're also curving it there, forming the arc. And then this is also a very critical thing. When after you arc it there, you want the top line to meet the bottom line, and they should end as one thing. So you don't want two lines, ya juu na ya chini. You want them to form one line at the end,
to meet somewhere.
Yes. So you start being intentional about bringing it to meet the bottom line.
Okay.
And the eyebrow should always be very sharp at the end. But when we are doing concealer, it's gonna help with that. We're gonna sharpen it more. I like also outlining the other one even before I start filling, because you want the brows to match.
Symmetric, yeah.
Yes. So you can even dot like this from where this one started. You get? You can even like trace, because you want them, you don't want one to be raised than the other. You want them to be at the same point. Or you just follow and then you start on the other one. It's like first you're doing a straight line, and then when you reach where your arc is, you go up. And it's not like you're doing a right angle, a sharp angle. It's like a soft arc. Get? Up to there. And then the top part as well, you trace. Try to go at the same level. So here at the arc, form the arc, a soft curve, and then be intentional about bringing the top line to meet the bottom line, and it becomes sharp like that. And then from there you start filling, but first I'm gonna brush it. Then I'm gonna try remove these markings, because now you no longer need them. Brush the hairs. Something I like doing that is optional, but I like to use brow soap, because you can see my hairs zinashinda zikiteremka. Like my hairs are not holding on, I have to keep brushing. So this one helps the hairs to hold. You'll see the difference, and also look a bit more bushy, more feathery, more natural. This is a really optional thing to do, but I love it. You guys are gonna see the difference. So with the brow soap, you just do that. You see the hairs are yeah, and then I press it in for it to hold onto my skin. So now I'm gonna fill in, and I'm gonna follow this, like it's like I'm mimicking my hair strokes, the way they are growing. And you also don't want to use a lot of pressure, so that it cannot be too dark. So very
wait,
gently.
so you don't shade inside?
No, you don't shade with a lot of pressure. You want it to look natural. I'm gonna brush a little bit now to like blend everything together. So next you want to conceal. You can see how they're looking, and the brush you want to apply concealer is this kind of a brush. It has a semicircular curved top. Then it's very firm, different from this type of, you see this brush is very fluffy, it's like a powder brush. This one is firm. Able to touch it, I want you to feel like this. You feel it's very firm. That's the kind of brush you want. To conceal the bottom part of the eyebrows, you want to use a lighter shade of concealer.
So it will be lighter than your normal skin?
Yes, lighter than my normal skin shade, because you want that part to pop. For the bottom part, I normally use foundation. The reason being, you see when you're doing, if I do concealer, this the same shade of concealer at the top part, and then I do foundation, I'll still have a line of the concealer, because the concealer will be lighter. But if I do foundation, when I'm doing foundation for the rest of my face, it will flow and it will blend. So that's why you want to use foundation for the top part. You want to apply the concealer on both sides of the brush. This will help to flatten the brush, because you want it to be as flat as possible. Now, you want to be also very precise. Don't come with a lot of product immediately, and then you're like all of a sudden going like that. You want to be very careful, go slowly. So, start I always do like this to make sure the brush doesn't have too much product.
Oh, okay, so it's like you're spreading it out.
Then I start. The same thing we did with the pencil. It's the same thing we are repeating now with concealer. Where I went up, I also go up. You see? Then you blend downwards. Don't go like this once. You might just shake a little bit. So Harry, I prefer going bits by bits.
Yeah.
Raise it, the arc. Then you blend the concealer towards the... I literally wipe the brush first. That's how much I don't want that concealer on the top part. So I wipe it.
To make sure it's clean.
He's the at PR. I do this literally every time I'm doing makeup. Then I'm taking now my foundation shade, which is definitely not the same. Now for the top part, you don't want to come like this. Because you might draw inside. So you want to raise your hand and do it from the top part. So the reason I'm extending it like this is because I want now when I'm doing the other side to make sure they're symmetrical.
So you raise the same way you did.
Yes. And then you see now it's sharp at the end.
Yeah.
So you do the same for the other side. Now that I extended here, it's easier. So I'm just gonna do this. Make sure they are meeting as well. They're ending up as one thing so that it's sharp. So to blend, you can use such a brush. These ones that are a bit fluffy like this, they are called blending brushes. It's like a small powder brush. Taking care not to rub the brow. You see it's even disappearing.
Yeah.
I always like to blend the front part so that it doesn't look like I have a line here. It looks faded. If the eyebrow is too dark, maybe ulifinyilia ukichora. Take a little bit of concealer, like from the edges. See, I'm not even touching the concealer itself. And then use that to brush. You see?
Oh, so it lightens.
It
brightens.
It fades. So it's like it's giving you that ombre-ish.
I like the outcome.
Yes. That's how you want to do your brows.
So this is how people attain the flawless brows.
Yes. So I'm gonna make sure she understands and she does it nicely for herself. I'm just demonstrating for Dolly her eyebrow. So she's gonna do the next one. And for her, we've used this pencil. It's her own brand. She has the most products we'll be using today are her own brand. She has a brand called Dolly Pinky Cosmetics. Amazing products. So it's what I've used here and I really love it. It comes with this part, the spoolie part, and then it has the pencil, which it has a very nice sharp tip, which is what you want. So she's gonna do the other side of the brow.
I'll try and be the best students today. So first we mark where we start.
Yes.
We're here. And then the topmost
part of your hair.
Yes. Somewhere here.
The end is from this point.
Oh, it's from down.
From here. Not
from
here.
Oh, it's from here.
Yes.
Oh, yeah, it's from here. Yeah. Oh, so there it is. Here.
Well, yeah.
Okay, so there. So from this part, because it's the part which is raised, I should raise it, right?
Yes.
Somewhere like this. and
then you
down.
flow.
Yeah. So now going on the upper side.
Make sure it's the same level.
Okay. So the symmetric. So it has to be something like this. Yeah. And then you draw the line. Which is it has to be it should be faint, not too dark.
But make sure it's visible to you. Like
okay.
you can see it.
Then the straight line. So this place was raised, so I'll raise the other side. And then
nice. Look at that. Ebu songa wakuone. Look at her. This is amazing.
okay. Thank you.
So now you're gonna fill it in.
Okay.
I'm happy. Then you see around this part, you can do this to sort of blend it so that it's not a line.
So, okay.
And then you brush up. Okay, that's okay. So far she's really doing well, guys. Look at that brow. So next we're gonna conceal.
Yeah, the concealer.
Yeah.
So
And I think you're gonna do the concealer for both of them. Do you think you can do that?
Yeah, I think I can do it. So now this is the brow soap.
We've used a little bit of brow soap to lay her hairs. So yeah, just the same thing you are doing with the other one. No pressure.
Actually, there's a difference. Huh?
Yeah. Then the other side. How do you feel?
I feel so confident with my brows because I think what I'm normally doing is nothing. Like what?
Yeah. Now it's time to blend them. And when blending, don't rub off the brow. Don't haribu the structure.
Oh, so you just
be careful. And then at the bottom part you're blending towards the lid. At the top part you're blending outwards.
So something like this.
Yeah. So, yeah. Nice.
Wow. Hey.
Guys, imagine she did that. I'm so proud. Like, this is amazing. So for those who ask whether 1 hour is enough to learn your brows, have you even malized 1 hour?
It's even less than an hour.
It's even less than an hour. As long as you're grasping it's in the small details. It's in the small details which you might not get from. Some of you might get from a YouTube channel. Others need someone to guide them at a practical level. So I'm so happy. We're gonna jump straight into eyeshadow. Are you happy with the brows?
I'm so happy.
They are not dramatic. They're still natural and they look amazing.
Yeah. Then I realized there are some instructions that you actually need someone to be there because sometimes you the interpretation is different.
True.
About what is meant by blending and all the other things. Wow, thank you. I'm happy.
So you keep practicing. If you don't practice, you're gonna forget everything. Even after this session, start practicing. That is the final look. How amazing is this? Close your eyes. Look at that eyeshadow blend. Look at the lips. I think the lips are my favorite part of this look. book me for makeup classes, because you definitely want to
Hey, you
beat
should,
your
you
face
should,
like
you
this.
should. Hey.
So thank you so much for watching. Subscribe if you have not. I will see you guys on the next video. Bye.